I never wanted to be like this. This isn't something that I plan to do in my life. Little girls don't dream of growing up one day and giving other people their children to raise.
My name is Bernadette. I live in Fairfax, Virginia with my wonderful partner and my cat.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Garman, and I'm actually an adoption social worker.
My name is Mira Ribbon.
My name is Sue Spetnars.
My name is Claudia Cargan-Darcy. I'm going to be 40 years old on my next birthday.
I work for a consulting firm. I do long-term care research, have a PhD in public policy.
I work professionally as Director of Internal Communications for a very large insurance group.
I relinquished my firstborn daughter for adoption in 1967. That's 40 years ago.
I'm the mother to 4 children, the oldest which I lost to adoption in 1987 when I was 19 years old.
I have an 8-year-old son who actually just had a birthday in September.
I'm a mother to 3 children. The first one was born in 1986 and was surrendered to adoption.
In 1990, I was coerced into surrendering my son to adoption.
Initially, my adoption started in an open sense where we had a relationship, and it has now since become very close, although I do receive a few pictures and a short little note from the family, but nothing about how he's doing.
I was a resident of a maternity home for 5 months prior to my surrender of my child. Prior to signing the papers, I was not given any legal counsel. I was not given any advice or suggestions or information on what the actual process was.
This is me and my son. I only saw him for the 2 days that we were together in the hospital, and this is the picture of us the last time that we were together.
I just hope that one day he realizes what I went through and doing something that I thought would be better for him.
While I wasn't treated badly by my agency, there were definitely certain things that were completely wrong. My agency was very enabling in letting my child's father get off scot-free and did not tell this 19-year-old person that really the moral and ethical thing to do would be to inform this man that his only child was about to be born.
But just the way they treated me, it's as if I carried something for them, that my uterus was used for their sole purpose and that they did me a service.
By taking your son?
By taking my son.
Most notably from my particular circumstances was that my parents were forced to sign a promissory note indicating that if I did not relinquish my daughter, that they would pay back any fees owed to the agency for any services provided to me.
My heart was ripped out of me when I saw it. And when they cut me out of the picture and no longer acknowledged me and what my role was, that all that stuff that I experienced, the pain, the loss, meant nothing. For what?
It is now 22 years later. I am in reunion with my daughter. However, we haven't met face-to-face yet.
I have found my son since then. He is very happy to be found.
She has not had an ideal situation. Not that adoption can ever be an ideal situation, but we're working through reunion.
But even on the most wonderful day of my life, when my children were finally reunited, and for the first time in my whole life, I stood in a room with everybody that I loved, and all 4 of my children were there. It was so bittersweet because the one thing that my son said to me and to everybody that was there was it was the first time in his life that he felt like he was not the oddball anymore, that he was where he fit in. And it was supposed to be better than that. I was promised that he would have more than that. And it turned out that it was all lies, because my pirate boy should not have been sent to live among the tennis set.
And my firstborn daughter, who I surrendered is deceased. She took her own life when she was 27, which unfortunately is not unusual. Adoptees do have a higher rate of suicide than the rest of the population.
There is no way to adequately prepare anybody for what a lifetime of living without your child is like.
I feel like the decision that I made hasn't been validated because it's almost like they've written me off.
Losing my son was totally devastating.
As far as how the adoption has impacted my life, it personally impacted every single aspect of my life, from my sleep to my eating habits, to the man I chose to marry, to the career I have, to the homes I have purchased, to the friends I have selected, to every aspect of my life was impacted significantly by the trauma of losing my daughter to adoption.
Losing my son was totally devastating.
And it makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to other people, but to me, I live with it every single day.
It affected every single aspect of my life. It affects my children to this day, something that I would never have imagined and was never prepared for.
Totally devastating.
I've devoted my life to working on issues of adoption as a result. It's changed every aspect of my life.
And I am working to stop the adoption industry from needlessly separating more mothers and children, and that's what keeps me going, is telling my story and fighting back.
There was a father that should have been responsible, as well as myself. I should have been made to be responsible. There was no financial concerns, and I'm a damn good mother.
It's a part of who I am. It's something that I cannot take away. And it's something that oftentimes people don't know unless I share with them. But I know every single day. And my son will always have a part of me that was taken away.
And haven't forgotten in 40 years and never will.
And he should have been with his people all the time. And adoption should not separate mothers and their children anymore.